Good morning, friends. It is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy. I will be with you in just a couple of minutes here, or maybe not quite that long. I just have to log in. All right, wonderful. How is everybody today? Again, okay, it's Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy coming to you with a Facebook Live on July 1st. Can you believe it is July already? And I'm drinking some coffee still from my Santorini coffee mug I got last year when we were on the incentive trip. We should be leaving tomorrow morning. So actually right now I should be just like absolutely crazy running around my house trying to pack our family to get ready to go to Maui. But of course we're not. So it's nice and calm and quiet here. My husband has a couple days off because he was supposed to be off to leave with us, obviously. And so he's out with the kids doing some things today. So it's kind of nice. It's nice and quiet. This is probably the quietest my house has been in like a couple of months. So it's really kind of a nice morning. I have a wonderful project to share with you today. And if you notice, I had to make sure I had this view of my room back here today. I'm going to move out of the way so you can see because it's clean. I had express stamp class yesterday. So if you are local in the Mankato area and you would like to get back to doing some stamping, watch the email, watch the Facebook page. I will be posting some events coming up. Nothing real soon as far as in the next couple of weeks. July 23rd, 24th, I am having a BOGO sale. And it's actually going to be in the main level of my home. So if stairs are an issue with you, that won't be a problem. I'm not going to send it out this week yet, but I think starting next week, I'll have a sign-up sheet, or not a sheet, but where you can RSVP. It will be free to come, of course, but RSVP for a time slot so that we don't have too many people here at one time so we can maintain social distancing and things like that. And that's actually what we did yesterday at Express Stamp class. So I just allowed 4 people per time slot, and actually most just had 2 or 3, which was wonderful. It was really a nice way to get to talk to everybody and see everybody that we haven't seen in quite some time, in person anyways. So it was so successful. It was so much fun. I think the people that came, and as you are comfortable coming, please feel free to join us. I know not everybody's comfortable yet. All of my classes, so if you think, gosh, I would have really liked to have done that Express Stamp class. And so when next time it comes around, if you're local and you want a kit for that, I will borrow you out my supplies after the event. So I'll just package them up, you could pick them up, and off you go to stamp at your own home. Let's see, what are we going to talk about today? I have a beautiful card. I'm going to be using the In Good Taste bundle today. And let's see, it's July 1st, so Stampin' Up! Started a promotion today. It is you get $5 coupon code to use in August. So if your order is $50, you get a coupon code emailed to you from them that you can use in August. They've done this promotion before, but usually it falls in August to use in September. The reason this is we have a holiday catalog. If you're a demonstrator and you would like to, or you'd like to become a demonstrator on our Cafe Crafter team, you can order out of our catalog starting today, the holiday catalog. So we can already start planning our fall projects, our Christmas projects, and then customers, you can order out of that in August 1st, and you could use those coupon codes towards your order then. So that's a great promotion. Let's see. I think that's all there is to talk about here. I'm just so excited to share with you today's project. It was really fun. Last night I was just kind of thinking, what in the world can I show? It was like 11 o'clock and I had no idea what I was going to do today. And then I thought, you know, what is there something that I like to do when I get a brand new ink pad is where my thought process started coming. And so something that I don't necessarily do except for when I have a brand new ink pad. And with brand new ink colors, some of you also might have some brand new ink pads. And of course you can do this without a brand new one, but I love doing this with brand new ink pads. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. And so let's just flip it down and get started. And I'll have a little bit more coffee. All right. Oh, so good morning. I'm just looking at the comments here. So good morning to those that are watching. And it's, I guess, 11. It's almost afternoon, but still morning. All right, so here we go. Rotating around here. Okay. So as you will see, this is also some cards using the In Good Taste suite. Let me share with you in the catalog. It's page 122, 123. So those are the supplies I'm using today, the stamp set and the die cuts. I have used these die cuts in the past. I'm sharing you these note cards. This is the free with a purchase note cards. So a few of you already have these coming. So this started with about June 15th, and I'm going to run this one until around the 10th of July. There's no actual set date of the end of this, but around the 10th to mid-July. So anytime you place an order with the new host code, I will get this posted and emailed out. New month, new host code. You will get a set of these cards. If your order is $50, you'll get two of each. And all the supplies cut out. Of course, it won't be stamped, but you'll get all of the supplies. If your order is $50, two of each. So you're going to get 10 cards to create at home, and envelopes included as well. And there's a very beautiful tutorial that goes along with that. Okay, I'm going to set that in one more time. And then we'll get started on today's project. All right, so I'm going to show you first I'll show you where this started from, and then I'll give you a glimpse of it. So this is a swap card I got in the mail, and I just absolutely loved it. And it is from Sandy McManus. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. So thank you, Sandy, for the idea of today's card. And so I really liked it, but I wanted to use just the elements from the Tasteful Touches. So I wanted to use this die cut instead of these, which just is very nice. And so you'll see where this evolved to this. Very similar. And now I'm going to show you a couple of things to step this up a little bit. So this is beautiful just how it is. But what I'd like to show you is how you can use embossing powder, clear embossing powder, to step this up a little bit with a new ink pad. It works, or a new ink pad, or one that that you maybe just re-ink, so it's really juicy, is I guess what I'm getting after. Okay, let's go. Actually, before I start getting ahead of myself, per usual. All right, so here are the supplies that are in this collection. So we have the designer series paper. It's all of those beautiful wood grains. Here's all of the coordinating cardstock, which with wood grain, honestly, you could go with any color and you can't go wrong. Here are the In Good Taste die cuts and the Tasteful Touches stamp set. So all of these fit in these perfectly. And I have just used these a ton. So if you have gotten a card kit from me in the last 2 months, you have definitely gotten some of these already. And then here is the embossing folder. And I think I cannot remember the name. I had it open to tell you, but it's within that collection. So it's kind of like this, it's a stepped up version of the Subtles collection, or Subtles emboss folder that we've had before. And so this was one of our cards that we did make yesterday at Express Stamping, because I did want to make sure they were relatively simple so that it didn't take that long, because we had to get lots of people through in short amounts of time. And so they did 2 of each. So let's just get these started. So we have a regular card base, 8.5 by 5.5. So I get regular, standard is what I typically call those. And then our second layer is kind of the next standard layer. And so we have a Night of Navy. And so this is, I should add, this is our new Cinnamon Cider. So this is one of the new in colors. I'm going to move this up just a little bit until we get to the other things. Make a little more room there. And then let's see. So we have the Night of Navy, 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm not going to tape that on quite yet. And then I have already embossed these. So as you can see close up, look at how nice that is. Just a nice texture. I think it's really pretty. And this is very vanilla. So now I will adhere this. And I'm using our new stamp and seal. And it is it's a little stickier than our old adhesive. So this, the tape runner works for this. It holds it really well. Sometimes when I use textures, I would use different adhesive or tear tape. But so far I have found that this is holding it just fine. And if you have something real heavy, there is a Stamp and Seal Plus. That's a little bit even more sticky. And so I'm going to just have these all set up. And so I'm not sure if I said that layer. So again, I'll go over them one more time as we go here. So I'll make 2 cards today. So we have Cinnamon Cider is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And then if you like to pre-score, you would score it at 4 1/4. And then Night of Navy, 5 1/4 by 4. And then our Very Vanilla is 5 by 3 3/4. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. That one's not open. Okay, we are going to, if I remember, I'm going to stamp the insides today. And then we have some pieces here. We have some designer series. This is in the In Good Taste designer series card stack. And this is a 3 3/4. So it's going to end up being the same across here by 2. And then this one, also 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So I'm just going up 1/4 inches. And so as soon as we have it all set up, then I will get to the fun part, the stamping and the embossing. But I like to kind of, when I'm doing a video, sometimes when I'm doing it in person, I don't set it all up like this before I do my stamping, but just now so I get the pieces out of the way so I don't lose them. I know if you scrapbook, if you stamp, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you can lose something that is right in front of you quite easily. We talked about that yesterday at class quite a bit. Okay, so those are ready to go. I mean, they're pretty just like that. You'd be good to go. But I have cut out the labels and I'm going to bring in here. So I'm actually going to do 2 of them and I'm going to do 1 in here. So when I first made, let's pull these in. So I'm going to kind of do the same exact thing as, let's see, I did here. So when I first made these note cards, we actually did not have our stamp sets yet. So I used crumb cake. So I'm going to show you in crumb cake. I think I'm going to show you in crumb cake if I can find my crumb cake ink pad. So I'm going to show you how you don't have to have all of the new stuff, all of the latest to be successful in your stamping of this project. So I'm taking crumb cake because that is what I had. And I'm just going to stamp her on the outside. And I had already stamped the sentiment in Old Navy. That's a store, in Night of Navy. All right, so as you see, crumb cake looks great. So now let's step it up just a little bit. I'm going to do 2 different steps. And then we'll adhere those and polish it off. So I'm going to clean this off. This flower, I'm going to share just a little bit of coloring. It would be beautiful to color in with the blends as well. And So what you're gonna need to emboss with a new ink pad or with a juicy ink pad is going to be the clear stamp emboss powder. So I believe we have white, gold, silver, and then we also have clear. So you can make any of your stamp pads into the embossing color of your choice by using the clear stamping emboss powder. The item number is there too, 109130. So it's an expensive way to get a really great technique. So first what we're gonna do is stamp our sentiment. Let's get that out of the way. So again, Night of Navy, not Old Navy. And I'm just gonna tap nice and gentle and then set it down nice and gentle. I'm gonna leave it sit for a second to let the ink soak into my paper and get a nice stamped image. And I'm not gonna press too hard so that I don't get any of the outlines of the pad on the side. If you push real hard, if you rock your ink pad like this, if you rock it on here, that's when you're gonna end up with the shadows in the background. And that's when you're gonna end up with ink all over here, which gets a little bit messy. So that's just a little tip to keep it a little bit clean while you're stamping. I am gonna need that for the inside. I'll set that aside here. All right, so now what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna do one at a time because I don't want it to dry. And so this is brand new. I've only used it a couple of times. And I'm gonna ink this up pretty good. And I'm gonna do the same as I did with the crumb cake. I'm gonna just stamp off a little bit and I'm gonna stamp 3 times around. So you can see how nice and bright that is. Almost makes you want to color that in, doesn't it? It's really pretty. All right, so I am going to now add, and thank you. I think I saw Victoria's watching. She gave me the idea for the coffee filter, which is a good thing because I was previously using a paper plate, but I had used it so much that it got kind of yucky and I had to throw it away. And so this morning I thought, oh, what am I gonna use? And luckily I remembered Victoria had told me a coffee filter. All right, so now it looks, let me bring it up real close. So it looks just a little bit hazy there. And so what I'm gonna do, I'll set this powder aside. Actually, I can do both of them at the same time that way. So I'll set that one up here out of the way and I'll do my stamping for the second one. And I am doing 2 because I'm gonna show you some coloring that we can do on one of them to step it up one more notch. So we're gonna have 3 cards that are basically the same, just kind of a level 1, 2, and 3, depending on what you prefer. And I prefer all of them, so I'll probably make a few more in all of the different methods that I'm using today. So I'm gonna bring back in my coffee filter here. And then it's real easy when I'm done just to tip that and tip it back into my container. So as you see, I'm really, really generous when I put this on because I am gonna tip all of that excess back into my container. So none of it is really gonna get wasted. All right, that looks great. And so I will worry about putting that away later. And so now I am gonna bring in my heat tool. So this will be just a little noisy for a second. And let's take, let me see what I got here. I'll take my take a pick tool just to hold it so I don't have to burn my fingers. And you might not be able to see it. Here, hold on. Maybe I can, I don't know if I can, how close I can get this. Well, it's a little bit closer. So hopefully you can see this turn to real nice, bright and vibrant cinnamon cider. I'm thinking this idea is gonna be great for some fall stamping and some of the things I've seen in our fall catalog. See, there we go. Look at how beautiful that is. But some of the things I've seen in our fall catalog, this color is gonna just, oh, it's gonna be wonderful. And I'll show you these close up after I get them all heated up. I don't know if that's the right word. All right, and now let's do the other one. If you have not heat embossed, it is just really a fun thing to do. Just when you see it yourself, change colors as you go. It's just so fun. I still get excited every time I do it. The first time I did it, I think I might have cheered a little bit because I thought it was just so exciting. Okay, and then I think I had to show everybody that I knew, and they were all shocked that I did not know how or what heat embossing was. So I did not know what heat embossing was until about 3 years ago, I think. So kind of funny that I didn't know that. All right, I just always saw that powder at the store, and so before I was with Stampin' Up, I just see the powder at the store, and I had no idea what it was for. And so I think finally I saw this little deer that was heat embossed, and I had to figure out how to do that. And so here we go. See, now do you see how shiny that is? Isn't that beautiful? All right, so that looks great just how it is. So let's go ahead and attach that. And I'm gonna attach it with dimensionals, and then I'll show you the last one. Oh, I got too many. So 4 or 5, however many you like. Put 6 if you want. I'm gonna make sure it's gonna stay. All right, and I'm gonna put it pretty much right in the center of the card, but a little bit up from the bottom of there, just so a little bit of that peeks out, because I'm gonna put a ribbon on there yet, a little bow. And then let me share with you here what I'd like to do. So I'm going to use a colored pencil. And because it's heat embossed, I don't have to worry about any of this blending. And I am just using Daffodil Delight because that's what I had. And it really still coordinates. You could use any color of the colored pencils though. If you wanted to make some brighter flowers, you could do that. The blends markers would be an excellent option. But I thought it had been a while since I had brought out a colored pencil, so I would just try that to show you how fun and easy these are to use as well. And they are a less expensive option versus getting all of the blends markers. And as you see, I'm not being real neat about where I am coloring, just kind of scribbling a little bit within the lines. And you'll see why in just a second, why it doesn't matter so much. Okay, so that looks good how it is, but here, I'll show you again close up here. You see how it's just kind of scribbled a little bit. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these blends markers. We use these if you watched a while back. Let me grab that. I think half of the people that came yesterday talked about when I use these pigment inks. So these inks are retired. So if you watched a few weeks ago when probably a month and a half ago when we made these, on this one here, I also use the blend marker like this. And so there's lots of different things you can use these for. I think 3 come in a package. But anyway, so I'm gonna take my blend marker and I'm gonna color this in. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna blend it, and it is going to make it like it's a marker. And so if I wanted to, I could easily go back in and make part of it darker. Or, you know, the more I color on the paper with my colored pencil, you know, the brighter it's going to be. So if I want it less bright, you know, like over here, I didn't have much where I colored, so it's gonna be just a slightly lighter there. So you can get the look of the blends with colored pencils as well. Oh, I missed coloring over here. So you can see how quick that is. to do. And then when I attach it to the card, you'll see how pretty it is with the added color on it as well. So I thought the first card was just stunning with the crumb cake. And then when I started thought of adding this, again, I like to use either a re-inked ink pad so that it's nice and juicy, or a brand new one. So that's something when I get new ink pads I'll tend to do is do some cards where I'll use the clear emboss powder and make them. So look at how pretty that is. Oh my goodness, I love it. All right, so now let's go ahead and attach. So I'm gonna look at the comments. Let's see, I see a few people commenting. So thank you everybody that is watching and saying hello. I appreciate it. And I hope you tell me what you think of these cards, because I'd love to know. I love that they are really pretty. They have some nice elements that are, you know, soft, but these would still be really nice masculine cards to send to somebody that you want to say hello to in a masculine card, and not so feminine with the, you know, like a pink flower or something like that. And so I'm going to do dimensionals on this. And when I'm done, I'll kind of show you the differences of each card. And if you'd like to know what's going on, how to get those note cards for free, anything like that, be sure to subscribe to my emails or check your email. It'll go out tomorrow morning. And now we just have to add a few elements. This would be fine how it is, but I like to add some ribbon and embellishments to step it up even one more step. So hello, Donna. I'm so glad that you found the video today. I hope you're enjoying your day. And you can always, if you miss the beginning, you can always go back and watch it. So I have the gold gilded gems here is what I'm going to use. Oh, these bigger ones, I'm going to use the poke end on that one. And I'm going to just add 3 of them up to the top here. I'm going to add 3, there's 3 different sizes. And so we'll add all 3 different sizes to it. And just kind of a little, kind of a triangle pattern is what I like to do. And then let's use our take a pick for the smallest one if I can. I think I have a new take a pick here. I think I need to get it started. So I need to get the putty going there. All right, there we go. That's gonna work a little bit better. And let's do the same thing. That's why it wasn't working. These last a long time. I just switched out a couple of the ends of my take a pick tool with the putty that I'd had since I got them actually. So that just adds a nice little touch to it. And I think I have done, yes, the other cards are done that I had shown. Oh, no, they're not. Goodness, Tammy. I tell you, I got ahead of myself. I didn't finish my first card. We have to finish the first one. So what I'm going to do, you know, I can never remember from one week to the next what I said I was going to give away. So that is what I'm going to do from going forward. So I'm going to post a winner of last week's Facebook Live, somebody that participated in the live by liking, sharing, commenting. In today's, in the post after I'm done with the video. And they're going to get something from today's video. So I will send them part of the package of gems that I have left over and one of these beautiful cards. So that's how I'm going to do it going forward, is it'll be something from the current video. Then I don't have to remember. Then I can just take it right from my desk here and put it right in an envelope and send it out. So be sure if you're taking part in these that you watch your messages, you know, within a couple hours after to see if you're the winner so that I can send you some free goodies. And let's add each size again to this one. So all 3 of these, very similar, with just very subtle differences in that flower. And then also, we need to add a ribbon. So let's see. So here, ideal situation, we have the cinnamon cider ribbon, right? But I am not gonna let the fact that I ran out of cinnamon cider ruin me having a ribbon on my card. So I have two options to share with you. First, I'm going to take this, let's see, what is it called? Fox suede trim. That's pretty fancy. Oh, early espresso. I don't know. It's with the Old World collection. So I'm going to take some of this, and let me tell you, this suede, it's so pretty. In person, even better. I'm going to tie a simple ribbon. Pretty much however you would tie your shoes is going to work for this. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller, and then I'll trim down my edges. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for one of them. So let's do that for the middle one, because this one is kind of a little bit stepped up, but it's not like the all-in card. So we'll stick that there. We're going to stick them all in the same spot. And then next, because let's just say I ran out of that and now I don't know what to do, I'm going to go to my next ribbon. So you'll see, again, I've shared this a couple of times, how well all of our Stampin' Up! Products coordinate together. So, you know, from one suite to the next suite to just, you know, some of our standard ribbons like that. Now this is our linen, braided linen trim. Okay, so this is really pretty too. So this one is going to be a single bow. Same exact as the other one. Again, just gonna grab a glue dot for that. And so someone mentioned yesterday at class that it seems like I just pick these off of here no problem. And they asked if there's an easier way. And so this is a great way to use this. So you can just take your Take-A-Pick tool, the needle end, and just pull the glue dot right off of there and stick it where you want it to go. And then take your bow and put your bow in place and you're all done. And just press it in nice and good so it sticks to the glue dot. Now last but not least, we're gonna use this braided trim again, but we have to make this last one real special because we really made it special with the embossing, the coloring, and we've taken a lot of time. So now we need to make our last bow a little stepped up too. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make a double bow. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna double up your ribbon, however long you need it to be, and then you're gonna tie a bow. So you're gonna have like two in one. And I will tell you, the first time I saw this, I saw the bow completed, and I was with a friend, and many of you have heard this story, at a retreat thing, and I was just shocked, like, how did they do that? I mean, I was amazed how you would get a double bow like that, and you just double up your ribbon. So pretty easy. So I have the loop over here still, and then over here. So I'm gonna just trim these down. And there you have it. So a nice, easy double bow. You can maneuver these around, especially this linen trim. You can work with a little bit to lay the flat the way that you'd like it to. Let me set those aside. And then we will attach that. I'm going to put, so here's another way to do this too. So you can stick it right onto your glue dots. But with this one, I am gonna put 2 glue dots down because it is going to be a little bit heavier with it being a double. And then you can just pull it off there. And so we're almost done. So look at how pretty those are. Oh my goodness, I am loving them. I did say I was going to decorate the inside of an envelope, or the inside of one of my cards. So let me do that real quick before we wrap it up for the day. I do plan to do a Facebook Live next week. I know this is the week of 4th of July, so lots of people are busy. So, you know, if you can't watch, don't worry. You can always watch a replay later. So out of that same stamp set, there is a stamp that says "You are the best." I'm going to put that on both of them. And I think I only have 2 inside, so I'll have to do my other one later. And then we can add one more fun little touch to this. And we can put some of these flowers on the outside or on the corner. So it just adds another little bit to your card, and maybe one up on the top. So let's do that for both. And then, you know, if you're really on the ball, what you can do is take your envelope and do the same thing on your envelope. So that way, when your friend, family, whoever you send this card to gets it, they're going to know that's from you if you are one that likes to decorate your envelope. So it just adds a cute little touch that they know that there's a handmade card coming their way. Although I know the size of this envelope, and anytime I see an envelope this size in my mailbox, I get pretty excited because I know it's not a bill. It is going to be a nice, fun card from a friend. And so let's go ahead and stick these in. I'm going to stick these in the two that I have. Use the cinnamon cider because the other one I'll do in a crumb cake color. So look at how stunning that is. Look at how great that comes together. All right, there you have it. So we have 3 beautiful, different cards today that are all just very subtly different with different techniques. So we have our first one, which is nice crumb cake ink. And then our second one, where we did the heat emboss. And the third, where I did the coloring with a Daffodil Delight colored pencil. And then also, we have the 3 different bows. A single braided trim. We've got a soft suede ribbon, and then where I did the double. And again, I can bring in here, that's the nice cinnamon cider. I believe that one might be on back order right now, which is why I don't have a huge collection of it. All right, let me pull this up for one last look. One last look at the host code. So make sure if you use if you place an order that you use the host code so that I can send you all of these cards for free. And there we have it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Watch your email tomorrow. I'll have a free tutorial of the week, along with all the information for classes that are going on right now. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Have a happy 4th of July, and we will see you back here next Wednesday, July 8th at 11 o'clock. Have a good day. Bye-bye.